Yeah, so today we're going to be speaking on another interesting topic, oil pollution. Um, NJ, if you're there, good evening. Yeah, can everybody see the screen now? Yeah, so today we're just going to be discussing on two contingencies, which I've put down again. And our previous contingency that we said was fire. What are we going to do in response to what happens when there's fire on board? And we moved on to collision, and we moved on to man overboard, and now we moved on to oil pollution. What is the action that is required from us when there is oil pollution on board the vessel? And this is something that really happens. In the UK here, you can be fined a lot of money for that. In Nigeria as well, and in every country. But that's why it's really very important as per MAPO for us to be able to know how to contain oil when spilling. I'm just going to pick someone to answer me. Casey, if you're there, can you just let us know at what scenario will we find oil pollution on the ship, from a ship? If anybody can just unmute himself and then let us know.
During bunkering operation?
Yeah, during bunkering operation. Abraham?
When the ship goes aground, you can experience oil pollution.
Yeah, that's interesting. The ship goes aground on rocky soil. You can also experience oil pollution from decay. Yeah, without wasting our time, these actions to take when we are carrying out any emergencies, I still stick back to my own bulletin, which is there are immediate actions to take. I was speaking with an MCA oral examiner last week, Captain Ali, and he explained something to me. He said he has failed many, he mentioned even my nationality and many other nationalities as well, in emergencies, because when he gives an oil pollution emergency, for instance, what is hearing from the officer, the first thing the officer does is I will go down there and let the office know. They take the last procedure, or the last action, and put it in the first procedure. So that's why we need to be very guided and very careful when we are answering our question, because there is hardly any oral examination that you go to that they will not bring out an emergencies, because emergencies cannot be averted on board. So any emergencies, and for this case here, we have oil pollution. First thing we will do is what? Look at the immediate action. Well, what are the immediate action? You sound the emergency alarm. Let everybody know what's going on. Let everybody muster. And once you have sounded the emergency alarm, like Captain Tayo rightly told us, that you might be doing a bunkering operation. Then what are you going to be doing if it's a bunkering operation? If it's a cargo operation? Stop the cargo operation. We have emergency stops everywhere. So if you go and you're informing this, informing that, informing this, and you've not stopped your cargo operation or your bunkering operation, you've not really stopped, try to contain the emergencies we're looking about here. So stop it. Sound the emergency alarm. You stop all cargo and bunkering operations. Then, of course, all manifolds, because even though you stop, you still be having leakage, and the valves. And then we muster all the crew, and by the time the crew will have been mustered for action. And do what? We log all the events in the logbook. While we log in the events for proper investigation, during our MAIB lecture as well, we also confirmed that the MAIB also will do investigations, and these investigations emanate from our logging of events. An examiner will really like to hear you speak about logging of events, because everybody wants to know what happened, what you did, so that you don't bring number 10 action into number 1. So I repeat the immediate action again. This is 1, we stop the emergency alarm, we stop all cargo and bunkering operation, you close the manifold, close the valves, you muster all the crew, and that's where we start going through our oil pollution plan. Can someone tell me the oil pollution plan that we have on board? What's it called? As per MAPO. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's called SOPEP.
Yeah, SOPEP. So what does it contain?
Ship oil pollution emergency plan.
Come again?
Shipboard oil pollution emergency plan.
Okay, so what you have just given us, pronounce it again.
Shipboard oil pollution.
No, pronounce the acronym again. The short
SOPEP. SOPEP.
Okay. So spell the SOPEP.
SOPEP.
S is for what?
S is for shipboard.
Okay,
Yeah.
what's O?
Oil.
Okay, then spell it again.
P.
S-O what?
P, pollution.
Mm-hmm.
Then E, emergency. Then P, plan.
Thank you. So with that super plan, we start to work on how we are going to prevent or contain the whole situation. Then that's when we go into the further actions, of course, to stop the air intake into the accommodation. We have the fire pumps ready, and this because fire pumps, when we have oil leaking, of course, there is an hazard for fire there, and have team ready. Now, first of all, we need to do what? A quick investigation of the source and safely method to short and reduce it as much as possible. Then, like I told you, for you to have a fire team ready, you need to quickly assess if there's any risks of fire or release of flammable substances. And that's when we consult also our SOPEP, we consult our MSDS and our EMS guide. Now, contingencies. This is when we now go into the main one, because we can't go into carrying out all these actions without first carrying out an investigation or carrying out an assessment of what has just happened or where is the leakage coming from. So you make sure the leakage is stopped by all possible means. Then make sure the oil polluted is you try and retain it on board. We are not going to allow the oil pollution or be sweeping the oil into the water. You reduce the oil level in the tank. For instance, when I was once a cadet, we had problem with the tanks, and the tank was just overflowing. It was quite a bizarre that then. But I remember the chief officer's main concern was keeping the oil level in that tank very low. So we transfer it into slack tank, transfer it into the slope tank or the four-peak tank, or the slope tank or the tanks at the forward. Then also, if it's the line that is affected, you drain the line to empty or to even slack the tanks. And that's when we commence the cleanup. But first thing first, try and contain it on board. When we are dealing with oil cargo, transferring cargo from port to starboard in order to reduce oil level, you will start having some up and downs in your stability. So I've seen cases where, yes, it has even happened to me practically. In the case of, we want to try and contain the oil, then we are trying to take oil from there and drop. All of a sudden, the vessels was just listing to starboard side. And that was when we are, stability also needs to be put in place. The stress. So now you're taking cargo from the, just like Captain Caleb was teaching us last 2 weeks about hugging and sagging. So you're going to be stressing the vessel if you're taking cargo right from the center and you're putting it right in the forward. You're going to be having a situation there. So all these factors we need to put in place, because why? Once you are fighting an emergency, you're trying to tackle an emergency. If you are not careful, you might be leading yourself into another emergency. So checking your stability of the vessel, someone must always be monitoring the stability of the vessel, the GM, and then the stress. That's when we go down to informing. So we inform who? We inform the owners, we inform the charterers, we inform P&I, Classification Society, the flag, and MAIB as well for investigation. So you can see that from the beginning of the oil pollution down to the end, there has been a sequence of actions that we should take. We don't take the last one and bring it to the forward one. From examiners that have, spoken to me that I know, and even from other experiences, from oral reports, it's quite a few. So with that one, let's move on to the next one, which is abandoned ship. India Yankee Oscar. How will you know when you are to abandon a ship?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat your question?
Yeah, abandoning a ship. How will you know when we are abandoning a ship? Is there like an alarm or something?
It has to be a verbal order from the master.
A verbal order from the master. Thank you. Abraham, you're raising your hand.
And I also wanted to add that when all possibility has been done to try and save the ship and it can't be saved or can't be salvaged, then the master will give a commanding order that everyone should abandon the ship.
A verbal order. Yeah, that's very correct. The master gives a verbal order that everyone is to abandon the ship after he has really tried to salvage the situation. But like in this case, for abandoning the ship, before, just like Abraham said, before such has already happened, there must have been an emergency alarm for whatever the situation has been, whether be it fire, be it grounding, be it excessive list, or whatsoever. Then this is when the officers and everybody comes in. Yeah, which muster all the crew, we send the distress alarm, and whatever must have happened, must have closed the watertight doors, inform the owners, and then we follow. The give is for the master. So if you are the master sitting there in the exam, or the give is for you, you have to give the verbal ship order. Like I said, if the situation was not able to be salvaged, and then the follow is for every other person. So from chief officer down to cadets, we are all to follow the master's verbal order. It's back 2011. There's been an incident, and there was fire on the vessel. And then before we knew what, the guys were fighting the fire, but somebody was there launching lifeboat and abandoning the ship. And then when they fought the fire, it was right there in the middle of the sea. The guy sailed the boat back. And then they asked him, what happened? Why did you abandon the ship? And he said, sorry, he heard the alarm, which he thought was abandoned ship. So the alarm for abandoning the ship should not be mistaken for any other alarm. That's why the master himself give this alarm, give this order for everyone to abandon the ship. Then further actions. This is when either the chief officer or the second officer comes in to check if everybody is accounted for. For instance, you might have people down there in the engine room trying to still fight the fire, whereas everybody is going out. Or you might have some passengers who are lost. So confirm all crew are accounted for. Then make sure that the life necessities, such as blankets, first aid, torches, etc., they are all available. Benza, can you tell me, if you're a second officer, what is it that you take to the life raft or to the lifeboat? Okay, if it's not there, NJ. Everyone is quiet. So, okay, if you are a second officer on the vessel, what will you take when we are abandoning the ship?
Okay, please. I'm not too sure about this, but I think you should take along the first aid box, the necessary supplies that are supposed to be in the life raft, like the blanket, torches, fishing hook, and other essentials. You should also take along, I think, the torch and other things also. That is from my own little idea.
That's cool. Yeah, someone is raising up his hand again. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I take the portable radios, also portable radios going on the portable radios and all the emergency transponders.
All the what?
The emergency transponder, APIP.
Okay, emergency transponder such as?
The APIP.
Okay, EPIP. Just EPIP.
The radio, the radio, portable radios.
Portable radios. What are they called? Is it the portable radio that's the VHF that we use in doing our cargo operation? So we are abandoning the vessels, we take them. I'm just trying to capture it. Okay, now everybody can unmute themselves and someone should tell me. We are abandoning the ship. 10 things that we should, okay, maybe 10 is too much for now. 5 things we should carry, and from the most priority to the least priority. Yeah, feel free. Abraham, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. So for me, I really don't know the preferences to which things are being carried, but I'll go with the VHF radio.
The what?
You should have a VHF radio.
Okay, what VHF radio?
Huh?
Is it just any VHF radio is fine?
There's supposed to be there should be the one that I use for cargo operations. I really don't have an idea, so that I'm just doing this based on residual knowledge.
Yeah, if I may say something, I think
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
hold on a sec, please. Let's first hear Abraham. Then after Abraham, you come in. Huh?
Okay, so I'm saying the VHF radio used for cargo operations, you should have torches, because at night you definitely need light for visibility. You should take along supplies, the fresh water, the biscuits. You should also have a first aid box in case anybody is injured, and you should also have I think knife or scissors, which should be used to cut
So
the
you
painter line.
stopped. You stopped. You've given us 5.
Okay.
Quite interesting. Some of these things you mentioned, they are in the life raft.
The life raft. Okay.
Let's pause there. Can someone else tell me again? Time, you were about to say something. Tango.
Yeah, yes. We ensure that we carry the EPEB, the SAT, the VHF, the GMDSS VHF radio, the Solas radio, VHF radio. You carry your Paratechnics. Ensure you carry blanket, extra food, water, medicine, or the first aid box, all of that. Then the other things are in the live boot already. So these are the most important things that you carry.
Yeah, I think you got it there. When you say pyrotechnics, what pyrotechnics are we taking down today?
The parachute flare, your hand flare, and buoyant smoke flare. Those 3.
Okay. There's something I'm trying to picture, yeah, which is very important. I'm just coming now. I know everybody can see what I'm trying to do. But when I started with this, is everybody seeing where my mouse is?
Yeah.
What is it saying?
Log all events in the logbook.
Would you like the logbook to sync with the ship?
No.
Then why are we logging it? So what does that tell us? The logbook as well is what? You have to take the logbook also.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that we need to put in mind when we are abandoning the ship. Because it has come to notice of many seafarers who have found themselves really in that situation. Only when they got on board the lifeboat or the life raft, abandoned the ship, and they, oh, we forgot this, we forgot that, we forgot this. But if it's in your subconscious mind and you've carried out drills upon drills upon drills, you know how important these things are, especially the pyrotechnics. The first person who answered didn't mention of pyrotechnics, but if you go on the life raft and you do not take pyrotechnics, and there is no pyrotechnics inside, people will be looking for you. You are right there, but they can't see you. If you go on the life raft and your EPEP, you have EPEP on the vessels, you have a minimum of 2 SATs on the vessel, and you did not carry them. It's not any way that you can use transmit your position to other vessels. So why am I saying this? I've seen it over and over again. Oh, the examiner failed me because I did not mention SAT or I didn't mention EPEP. But I mentioned food, I mentioned water, but I didn't mention the GMDSS radio. So I want us to really capture what are the things that are needed when you're abandoning a ship. So back to the slide. Then we'll make sure our Paratechnics, our EPEPs are brought to either the lifeboat or the life raft. Your logbooks, VDR cassettes for people on big vessels and still use cassette on their VDR, and every other evidences, they must be gathered. Then this is when the officers lower the lifeboat to embarkation deck, they rig the painters, you update the Mayday, and of course, the company will always want to know, are you abandoning the vessels or not? So when you abandon the vessels, this is another action we take, which is in the lifeboat or in the life raft, whether it's life raft 1, life raft 2, life raft 3, life raft 4, you ensure everybody is accounted for. Ensure all the survivor crafts are secured together so we don't drift away. And also it helps in morale. Seasickness tablets. Why are we taking seasickness tablets when we get into the life raft? Can someone tell me? Or give me a guess?
Because that place is not comfortable at all. The sea might be very rough, and some people might be seasick. So that sickness will be able to protect the effect that the sea will have.
Yeah, that's good. How soon are you to take the seasickness tablet?
I think immediately you bought the craft. Immediately you leave the ship.
Immediately you bought the craft. You have to take your seasickness tablet. Thank you very much. So you should not wait for some time after, because that might be very tricky as well. So you issue your sickness tablet, and then we keep our radio watch, and of course we await rescued. So these actions that you see here, it's not really a set on stone that you must really get. Yeah, of course, the notes is available as well as the videos as well, which you can pick your answers from. But it is not a matter of you must follow this set down procedure. But where I'm trying to get at is whatever action that you are taking, analyze it from like you are already even on the vessel. If it's a man overboard, which I'll be going to next, what will be your first action? Umar, you're a second officer on the bridge, a man overboard, what will be your first action? I think I lost him there. Oscar India, can you tell me what would be your first action? Can anybody hear me?
No, we're not hearing.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. So what would be your first action?
I think the first action is to sound the alarm for man overboard, or you let the superior officer know if you're not the person that first cited the incident is not a superior officer. So you should let the superior officer know about the incident.
No. I'm just trying to let's walk around the dynamics here.
Okay.
Which I said first thing first. And it's not just about, you will not remember all Busayo's answers. Because of much people today, I'm not, after the man overboard here, there will be three more contingencies, three more emergency contingencies that we will talk about in another lesson. But rounding up with the man overboard, I want all of us to deal with this scenario itself. So, Alpha Echo Hotel, very good. What will be your first action? You want to call somebody, or you want to raise the alarm, or you want to go check first, or what?
Okay, I think at first you have to raise an alarm.
Okay, raise the alarm. Man
Yes.
overboard alarm. What's the man overboard alarm?
I don't have an idea about that.
No, that's fair enough. Okay, raise the alarm. We'll find out the man overboard alarm. Second action, who we go?
Yeah, 3 prolonged blast.
What? 3 prolonged blast.
3 long. Yes.
Yeah, 3 long.
Ship home bear. Ring.
So the alarm for a man overboard is 3 long whistles. So we hear pam, pam, and then the pam. So that's for you, Alpha Echo Hotel. So raise the alarm is the first one. So after we raise the alarm, then what else?
We'll put an eye on the location where the man overboard fell.
Okay.
So that the properly floatable reach the person. Notify the master on board so that we know how to maneuver it, so that the propeller will not drive the person to injure.
Okay, so I'll put the whole scenario down now. I'm an officer on the vessel. I mean, you are the second officer. And then all of a sudden, right there on 2 points above your beam, you sighted the man overboard. So the first thing we have spoken about is raise an alarm. What would be the second one? Are we just going to keep eye on the person?
No, you notify. Is it the man overboard? Is it on starboard or port? You say man overboard starboard, or you say man overboard port, You allow the master to know the side the person fall about.
Okay, the master is in his room. We've raised an alarm. Yeah, the master comes up as well. And then the vessel is sailing.
Raising the MOB marker to the side of the overboard, then you notify the master.
Thank you. Because we need to pinpoint the position which the person fell. So the MOB marker is very important. First of all, we raise the alarm. Second, the MOB marker. Yeah, you can say you want to call the master. But is there something that you can do immediate again to save this guy?
If the steering is in auto, you change to manual.
Now we can see the dynamics. All these answers are good. But like I said, you cited this guy. This guy is right there on the starboard side. Your vessel is moving. You have raised alarm. That's good. You've point MOB marker. That's good. He is still on your starboard side. You have seen him.
Yes.
Is there any immediate action?
Ring.
Huh? I wish I can really hear you, but just keep trying on to hear your point.
I think he said kill the engine or something.
Okay. kill the engine. I'm still looking for an immediate action to say. So if I'm the guy even overboard, I know there's something I'm in the water really praying for you on that bridge that is seeing me to just quickly do.
Share the William turn.
Throw what?
I said Williamson turn.
Okay, Williamson turn. That's another hole you might be digging. I don't know, is it my network that it is not strong or I'm not catching them? But yeah, that's another hole you might be digging because the examiner asks you, I start asking you what is Williamson turn and why is Williamson turn more important than an action you must do to really save. So when you see someone, in the water, let's even think you are not even on the bridge, you are just on the deck and you see someone in the water and at sea there overboard. What's the first thing you're gonna want to do? Is there anything we would like to throw into the water?
Life boys turning the ship towards the man overboard to take the propeller away from him.
Thank you. Because this guy is already sinking. We've raised the alarm, we press the MOB marker to mark. Like I said, the vessel is moving, but we still need to save him. He's sinking. So even though we try and first go get the master or we try and do any other thing, we've almost killed somebody. The life boy, release quick. Let's go the quick release boy. Send the life boy down to save him. So these are the dynamics I'm really coming from. So it's not about, we get all the answers, because you might get all the answers cramped and then you get to the exam hall and then the first answer becomes the last answer becomes the first. So we're thinking in that direction as well. Someone is in the water, you've pressed the MOP, you've raised the alarm so people can come. If the master is sleeping, he has set the alarm already. You've pressed the MOB marker so you don't miss it. And then looking right there, you just released the life buoy. So the life buoy is also very, very important. Then you come back again, it gets your propeller, off him so you will not hurt him or you don't end up killing him with the wash of the propeller. And then you immediate maneuvering. Of course, before you do that, if it's on autopilot, you switch down to manual. After all this, then you can say, okay, you are now even going to start maintaining a lookout, just like I don't know who told me maintaining lookout on the casualty. So if you not do all this initial action and you start by maintaining lookout on the casualty, even in practical sense, I'm not sure you would like to do that. But like an examiner once told me, even though you have the answers in your heart, if you don't say it out, the examiner will not know that you as a student knows this answer. So let's go again. Who wants to try now with all these answers that we put together? Kilo Charlie. Is anybody there? Pam, can you try the answers now?
Well, what's the question, please?
Yeah, so with all these that we've been saying now, can you now try again with the answers from the beginning, from the immediate actions now? What are the initial actions? What are the things that you will first do?
For the man
Man overboard.
overboard, I will
Yeah.
have to release the man overboard marker on the bridge wings. Then I'll press the MOB on the GPS.
Wait, just hold on a little. There's something we are missing first. Have you raised the alarm?
Yeah, we raise the alarm, release the buoy, raise the alarm, then press the position marker, inform the master and engine room. If it's on auto, I'll change over to hand steering. Wheel over to the side the man has fallen. Then commence wheel ascent on. Maybe you can sound the man overboard alarm, Oscar, 3 long blast. You have to post extra lookout. Post extra lookout. You have to take note of the position of the ship, the wind direction, the time. Log everything on the logbook. Then you muster the rescue team. Prepare the rescue boat for launching. They can send urgency message to ships around. Pam urgency message. Then while the rescue team is mustering, they rig the pilot ladder, the net, and get set for the recovery. Then from there, they can recover the casualty from the side of the wind. Then, yeah, those are the things.
Yeah, I think yeah, that's really very, very impressive. Thanks for putting first thing first. So in any emergencies, putting first thing, last thing, putting it first, and first thing, putting it last. In real life, you only end up doing more damage. In the exam, you might only end up discouraging the examiner from giving you a pass. So I'll pause there for today. Does anybody have any question?
Thanks, Captain Busayo. I want to quickly mention something we had over the week in the group, which I feel, text is always different from words. And this is also on security though, where we had the issue of when do you report to the bridge if you have a visitor on board? Is it before you log or after you log? So I appreciate everybody that brought up the challenge of my point of view, which is really good. And I think that's what officers are there for, to say this is what they don't have to accept everything. I think a bit of misunderstanding, which I like to quickly clarify, is and Captain Saya, I don't know what your opinion is as well. So I think once you go into port, the security officer will get a detail of the visitors you're expecting, or the visitors that sent to the port security officer, and give a copy of that to the deckmen, so the watchmen. So if you have a visitor and there's the name and everything correspond with what is on the list from the security officer, of course we carry out all our logs and everything, they report to the bridge. However, I think my understanding of the question was, if you have somebody come on board which you are not expecting, what are you going to do first? Are you going to log the person, they report to the bridge, or you clarify from the bridge that you are actually expecting someone before you start going through the logs? So that was where I think we had a little bit of misunderstanding, but I felt if we talk about it, it's better than just typing, because it's difficult, different interpretations. So what do you think, Captain Busayo? Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot. You're mute.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. From my own personal experience, what I will normally do, I mean, practically do as a master, all I've seen is, whatever visitor is coming, yeah, we can, of course, have a list of visitors that we are expecting prior to them coming on board. So the guys the guys on the deck can be able to know, okay, these visitors was really expected on the vessel, and they can log it down or whatever procedure is set down. But also, I'm looking at it from the perspective that your vessel is just sailed from Gibraltar and has arrived Singapore for the first time. As a master, yeah, you might have a feel of who you'll be expecting, but I'm not sure that we might all know exactly how many people from this side, how many port state control are they going to be coming? Are we going to be expecting agents, or what are the procedures for this port as well? Or for example, let's not even go to ports. We can even say we're going offshore as well. We might also have like different people trying to come on board your vessel, but of course, which they will pre-inform you before coming. So I think from my own side, I'm trying to go back to the root cause of the question. But if I understand it correctly, informing the bridge first before writing down a visitor is really quite important. It is only when it's been granted access that, yeah, I think we can log him down and carry out the normal induction, whatever ISPS level we are doing, before also he goes up to the bridge. Because I, for one, when I was master, I come down to the port, I always station my boys, my lovely men down at the gangway. If you are not expected on board, or even though you are not expected on board and you are coming on board, you have to inform, and nobody's expecting you, I'm not sure who will be granted access to the vessel. If that answers the questions.
Yeah, thanks very much, Captain. So that's my thoughts as well. But anyway, we'll follow. I think the best thing is everybody should follow their company's procedure on security and what they do on board. Thank you very much, Captain Busayo, for today's class. I hope we've learned one or two things as well. And we wish those that are sitting their exams the very best of success. They don't need luck. Anyway, thank you very much, Post.
Yeah, thanks very much. Any other person in the class wanna add or clear a doubt? All right then. With that, I will say thanks everyone. The notes for this night, I'll be sending it again on the chat. It's something that we can all learn from. It's not compulsory you have your answers here, but like I said, do not let number 10 come to number 1, and do not let number 1 be your number 10. It has failed me in one of my orals, and it wasn't a good fail. And I hope this will be able to help everyone in this class today to be able to understand. So with that, I'll say good night, and everybody have a lovely week ahead.
Guys, Captain Toluna.
All right.